So clarity is something that I am very, very passionate about. The best way to describe it is, for me personally, I'm driving in my car, my Altima, hanging out, and I go into this visualization. Like we've heard that before, like visualize what you want, right? Visualize, idealize, manifest it, and then live it, right? So I'm in my car, I'm driving, and I am seeing myself on a stage. And I am talking about clarity and about the impact that it can make in other people's lives, not just my own, but other people. And I'm feeling it, and I'm there, and I'm actually giving this speech in my head. All of a sudden, my daughter, Emmy, says, "Dad, what are you talking about?" I go, I don't know what you're talking about. She goes, "No, what did you just say?" I said, "I don't know what I just said. I wasn't saying anything." She goes, "Yeah, you were talking." You see, I am so clear and on how the impact that I want to make in other people's lives that I was speaking the things that I was thinking out loud and had absolutely no idea I was there. How did I get to that point from somebody that was visualizing that being up on a stage, and some people that I've communicated to in front of hundreds of thousands of people? And let's be really clear, this is not about me speaking about clarity. What I'm talking about is making an impact in others so they can go and make an impact in others, right? So what can we give in order to give others? How do I don't just impact the people here or on the video, but how do we impact through those people? Well, 10 years ago, I'm walking through my garage, and I am absolutely panicked about life because I am not clear. I'm that guy that would walk into a room, and I would be thinking about, am I smiling big enough? Am I not smiling enough? My armpits are sweaty, right? They might be sweaty now, too. But my armpits were sweaty all the time because of how nervous I was. Was I walking too slow? Was I walking too fast? What are the people thinking about me if I walk this way? Am I wearing the right belt? Do you wear brown with blue or black? I don't know. I don't know those things. But what I do know is that with that anxiety that I had every single day, I was not clear about the direction that I had in my own life. But when I started to learn about myself, I became unlocked. And the thing that I learned about myself is I'm good in 3 things, and I focus on those 3 things. The first one is faith. I believe and I believe. You can tell me anything you want to tell me, and I'm like, I believe in you. Whatever it is, I'm excited about everybody and everything that everybody talked today. I'm like sitting up here, and I'm just like taking all kinds of notes. I got a whole notebook. If anybody wants to break down afterwards, I can share all my notes with you, right? Faith. The next one is building into others, and tied for 3rd and 4th is wisdom and knowledge. Well, how do I take that information that I've been given to be a good steward with, and I use those things in application every single day? You see, until I had that information, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to act, which led to the anxiety because I didn't know who I was and what I was supposed to do with what I've been given. So what ended up happening was I learned, and then I dug into it, and then I read the stuff, and I watched the stuff, and I went to the seminars. And I didn't just become unlocked, then it became unleashed. And when we become unleashed, then we truly can become undeniable. But first, we have to have clarity in what we want. I talk to my docs all the time. I'm like, what do you want? They're like, I want a $4 million practice. No, that's not what I mean. What do you want? I want a $4 million with a team that's happy. No, that's not what I mean. What do you want? What do you want both personally and professionally? Because business is not life. Yeah, I'm a coach, and the business is what I coach, but business is not life. Business is to get us what we most desire in life. So I got to tie the business results to what you want in your life and the areas of your life that I need to know. You want to go on a date night with your wife because your business is controlling your life? When you go home at the end of the night, are you looking at your kids in their eyeballs? Are you giving them the eye attention that they need and deserve? Are you giving them that great quote? Are you giving them the best present of your presence? Are you doing those things? No, you're not. Because when you go home and you're with your family, you're thinking about your business, and when you're in your business, you're guilty. You feel guilty about spending time with your family. I need to know what you want, and I need you to be clear on it. But Anthony, I've got to work like 5 days a week, or I've got to work 4 days a week. No, you don't have to, because that's what you decided on. So you're right. I mean, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right, right? So if you tell me that's what you've accepted, then you're right. And that's what I tell people, and they look at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, yeah, you're right. The reason why you're burnt out, I hear a lot of that. The reason why you're stressed, the reason why you're guilty, is because you haven't made a different decision in order to think differently about how you think. So how do we think differently about how we think? Because the quality of our life is determined by the quality of questions that we ask. Here's the deal. There's this guy, he was around a while back ago, named Harry Houdini. He's in doing some jail thing where they invite him over and they're like, you need to get out of this thing, and if you don't get out, then we donate money. But he's never lost a bet in order to get out of a jail cell or out of a safe or out of whatever. And the trick is what they do is him and his wife would kiss, and they would pass a lock pick set through their kiss. They drop the thing. He's working on this thing. He's supposed to be out in 3 minutes. 3 minutes goes up, the curtain goes up. He's still working on the lock. Still working on it. Shut it. I'm not getting out of here until I'm done. They shut the curtain back down. He goes back to work. He is working so hard and so intensely on this lock that he leans forward on the door. Was the door locked? No. It swings open. Where was the door locked? Physically or in his mind? If we don't know what questions to ask and we can't get clear on what we want out of our life, then how do we get clear on what we want in our business? Man, I'll tell you what, I'm all fired up listening to these Vivos guys. I'm like, maybe I need to be a Vivos like doctor. No, I don't. I don't want to go to school anymore. I'm clear on that. I'm just joking, right? But I get fired up for that. Texting my wife, let's get Aiden over to we got to figure out something. We're in Topeka, Kansas. If anybody knows anybody in Topeka, Kansas, right? I'm like, we got to get Aiden, my son, my 17-year-old, over to these people, right? But see, when we have clarity on what we want, it gives us power. And that power gives us passion. And the passion leads to energy. And when the profit is not there, especially during COVID, it's your passion and your purpose that will push you through. I was on spring break with my family when the United States shut down and my phone started blowing up from my clients. What are we going to do? I'm like, guys, it's not about what, it's about why. Why do you do what you do? I need you to reframe and redirect your focus. I need you to pay attention and go back to the basics on why you got into this. I need you to go back and work on all the things that you told me that you were working on with your family and with your coworkers and with your associates. Why do you want them to have the success that you want them to have? And that passion is what pushes us through. And then that's going to lead us to focus. And one of the craziest things about the focus that I heard during the pandemic is there was this graph that comes out. And the graph says, here's the ordinary line. And then it's going to dip and you're going to build momentum and it's going to come up above the ordinary line. And then it's going to come down and be ordinary again. I'm like, we just went through a pandemic. You shut down for 3 months and you're going to allow this graph to tell you that we're going to go back to ordinary when we just been through extraordinary circumstances? No, we don't go to the gym not to build muscle. You just went through a life gym. We're going to come out of this and we're going to be extraordinary with what we expect of ourselves, of our team, and our business. And you know what? The practices flourish because we didn't talk about surviving. We talked about thriving. We talked about the impact. And we went back to passion and purpose and clarity. That led to maximum results, and everybody became unlocked, unleashed, and now they are undeniable. Thank you.